You can be a Minuteman. You can help take over Iraq and make sure all the kids get their shots so they can't have babies. But they'll tell you it was so they don't get smallpox. Let's go ahead and go back to the clip.
I'll be right here. Citizen soldiers holding the light for the ones that we guide from the dark of despair. Standing on guard for the ones that we shelter. We'll always...
All right, hit pause. Hit pause. Notice how the guy running looks like, or maybe the same guy playing football. We all know we're connected instinctively to our ancestors and that we are connected to those that come after us. We truly live forever through our progeny. So they're actually reaching into base human programming, and not just with our heritage, but directly with it being the same person. Saying he fought before, be part of that great heritage. This is hardcore psych warfare. Continue with the Pentagon attack on the American people. Go ahead.
Because we will always be there.
Hit pause. I fired the shot that started the nation. I fired the shot that started the nation. Right there. They've introduced the gun control bills to literally ban all semi-autos, to make everybody be licensed in America with psychological federal testing, where the feds can say you're on a terror or crime list with no judge, no jury, no arrest, and ban you owning any guns. It's all introduced. We covered it earlier in the show. They've introduced bills to build FEMA camps. They've already built the camps, but now they're saying they're going to merge local police with them. They're destroying what these guys went to war because the British were confiscating their guns. Now, the very same New World Order's here doing it, claiming they're our ancestors. This is high treason. Our military isn't ours anymore. We are the Minutemen. We are the Sons of Liberty that fight the New World Order, not the people in the military. Now, there are good people in the military who know what's going on and are upset. In fact, the majority of them, but they're being replaced with illegal aliens and crime syndicate operatives, and the biggest recruiting stations are in Mexico City, Manila, Philippines, and of course in the major cities in the Eastern Bloc, former Eastern Bloc, like Ukraine and Czech Republic. Check into it. They're signing deals to bring foreign troops into America, not just in the combined force. Now, remember that. Remember who you work for. You work for the bankers that have hijacked America and now have to use the military to suppress the people so we don't get justice while your banker bosses take over the pension funds. Back it up about 20 seconds. I want to play this for folks. Oh, you started a nation. That's good. Hit play. You started a nation. You know, because you're in the New World Order military. You are the ones killing the country and killing other sovereign countries. You're country killers. You're freedom killers. You're training to take our guns, and I've got video 10 years ago of it, and now it's openly announced. Play the video. All right, hit pause. The Minutemen are fighting the Redcoats, and then it cuts to Apache helicopters blowing up cities. No, the Redcoats were the Apache helicopters blowing up cities. The ragtag people fighting them are the equivalent of 1776ers. Let's get that straight, too. We were the underdogs. The Iraqis are the underdogs, not the big, giant behemoth blowing the hell out of everything in its way. This is disgusting, sickening, filthy propaganda. And everything the military works for now is destroying the Bill of Rights and Constitution that all the other veterans before them fought for. This is a disgrace and is an abomination to the Republic. I rebuke this accursed piece of propaganda. Continue with the evil.
When there are people crying in the streets, when they're starving for a meal to eat.
Stop right there. Why are the women starving for a meal to eat in all these countries? Because the globalists came in and blew up their water structures, their power plants, their roads, their bridges, their infrastructure, and put siege on them for decades. Women starving for something to eat. All this bull. I mean, the Nazis had propaganda posters where it showed a Nazi soldier, in Russia or Poland handing someone a loaf of bread. There's literally pictures of them handing a woman a loaf who's going like this below them, and they're going, Heil Hitler below it, handing the woman a piece of bread. And by the way, I know when I just did that, the psyops are going to go put that and say I was howling Hitler. But then people are going to find out you lied about it and find out you're working for the government. And then they'll know how credible we are. So go ahead and run your psyop on that one, too. You lying scum. You will be defeated. The Republic is going to kick your ass. Get that straight. The real 1776ers, not this counterfeit. Now go back to the video.
When they simply need a place to make their beds, right here underneath my wing, you can rest your head. On that day when you need your brothers and sisters to care, I'll be right here. Citizen soldiers holding the life of...
All right, stop right there. Another huge lie. It's saying while the military's off feeding and helping people, actually blowing their countries up, and then it's like shooting somebody in the head and giving them a Band-Aid. While the troops, see, they're sucking in good men and women who mean well to join the military. But they're lying to them, saying, you'll be a citizen soldier. You'll be right here at home. So this is people that don't want to fight. They're saying, you join the National Guard, you support the real troops here in the U.S. They've been deploying over 80% of the National Guard. They're getting rid of the National Guard and completely federalizing it for combat duty domestically and internationally. So this video ought to show National Guard confiscating people's guns, going into people's houses, taking down their American flags, stealing their property, it ought to show the troops at a bank helping the bankers steal all the pension funds. Then this would be an accurate video. And again, we're not against the troops here. We're against you being propagandized and brainwashed. So continue. It's just every 5 seconds is pure lies. Go back to it. All right, hit pause right there. Oh, I stormed the beaches of Normandy. See, they're going back through all the heritage. Meanwhile, it was big U.S. and British banks that actually installed Hitler. He was Time Magazine Man of the Year twice and worshipped in the United States and told to go ahead and invade those countries. Then they set him up and brought him down. They create these evil demons, just like Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden, all of them. So they're equating joining the National Guard with all this when the National Guard is openly going to be used against the American people in gun confiscation. Continue. Hit pause. He loves his wife. They just tug on every heartstring. He's kissing his ring. Family. So you're watching this. It makes you think of your wife. I'm home. So that's for the old people watching. This is all unified propaganda to sell the public on war, to sell the public on tyranny, to get young people to join the National Guard thinking they won't be shipped overseas. They'll be backing up the citizen soldiers. Continue. So they mix war in with soldiers helping people here in the U.S., more propaganda. In truth, the National Guard would be there confiscating the firearms, as they do all over the country, and there's a disaster now. So, again, just like Barack Obama says, well, I'm for compulsory soup kitchens. But really behind that is domestic police brigades. So, see, this is all just propaganda they put in here. Continue. I always place the mission first. Then they say pray. The government, they're destroying religion when they don't like it or using it to control people when they can. With the clergy response teams, right out of Red Dawn, with the local preachers trained to tell American citizens to turn their guns in and go to FEMA camps. Pause. I will never accept defeat. Defeat to them is leaving an occupied country. And now Obama is basically saying the troops will just stay in Iraq forever. They're going to increase the troops in other areas of the world like Afghanistan. And the message is, I never show a white flag. We never retreat. We never leave. They said we'd be there 6 months. They promised but the documents said they were going to be there forever. 100-year war. So, again, just every 5 seconds, pure propaganda. Continue.
I walk beside you, but you may not see me. The strongest among you may not wear a crown.
Okay, the strongest among you may not wear a crown. You have the redcoats coming to confiscate guns. That's how it started. You have the militia shooting them. And now they cut to U.S. military doing a breach entry, blowing open a door for gun confiscation. The redcoats are coming to take the guns. They show you the image of the Minutemen firing back. Then it cuts to U.S. military doing an entry for gun confiscation. Back it up a few seconds here. They've all been trained. They're coming back to be cops and domestic military. They've been kicking down doors thousands of times. They're trained in it. They brought back the Maine Brigade, who are the top folks in this, to the United States for this. Just play out. We're going to come back and finish it up. I meant to get to all these calls, but I started analyzing propaganda. It's just, fructose corn syrup's good for you. A early study finds high fructose corn syrup contains mercury. Half of brands tested high levels of mercury. But on the ads, they go, there's no proof there's anything wrong with corn syrup. It's a conspiracy theory. Everything's fine.